Good afternoon, students. I welcome you all to our 12th General Maths video class. I hope you are all good and safe. Last class we have learned some problems from the exercise 2.5 based on the conjugate modulus. Today we are going to continue the same exercise. Before that we should recall some basic properties of complex based on modulus. First one, suppose modulus z is equal to modulus z bar. Then, if I have modulus z1 z2 equal to modulus z1 into modulus z2. Then, suppose if I have modulus z1 by z2 equal to, it can be written as modulus z1 by modulus z2. Then, we add some more. Modulus z power n equal to modulus z whole power n. The real part of z less than or equal to modulus z. Last one. Imaginary part of z. Imaginary part of z less than or equal to modulus z. Based on these properties, we have learned some problems. Today we are going to do the same exercise 2.5. From the 2.5 we are going to do the remaining problems. Look at your book. Problem number 4. If modulus z equal to 3, then show that 7 less than or equal to modulus z plus 6 minus 8i less than or equal to 13. Yeah. Exercise 2.5, fourth one. First we can write the given modulus z equal to 3. Then to show 7 less than or equal to modulus z plus 6 minus 8i less than or equal to 13. Now we are going to show this result. For this I am going to use one property, that is whole modulus z1 minus z2 less than or equal to modulus z1 plus z2 less than or equal to modulus z1 plus modulus z2. Here we are going to use this property in order to prove the required result. In order to show the required result. Here, look at this term. Here we are having z. You can consider this z as z1. The remaining portion can be taken as z2. Okay, now I am going to find modulus z2. Here we can take z2 as 6 minus 8i. For this I am going to find modulus z2 equal to, I already told you how to find the modulus for the complex number. Modulus of the complex number is the square root of real part square plus imaginary part square. So root, here real part is 6, so 6 square is 36. Plus, here our imaginary part is minus 8, so minus 8 square is 64, which is nothing but root 100, that is 10. Here modulus z2 equal to 10. Now, we are going to use this property, modulus. Here we are having modulus z1. Here z1 is z, so instead of modulus z1, I am going to put modulus z minus. Here we are having modulus z2 less than or equal to modulus z1. Here our z1 is z. So instead of z1 I am going to put z. Plus here we are having z. What's our z? Here we are having z2. What's our z2? 6 minus 8i. less than or equal to modulus z1. Instead of z1 we are going to put z plus modulus z. Now modulus z, what's our modulus z? 3 minus modulus z2, here our modulus z2 is 10, less than or equal to modulus z plus 6 minus 8 times modulus less than or equal to modulus z, what's our z? Modulus z 3 plus modulus z2 10. Now this is modulus minus 7 less than or equal to z plus 6 minus 8i less than or equal to 30. Minus modulus 7 is plus 7. So 7 less than or equal to modulus z plus 6 minus 8i less than or equal to 30. We have proved the required result. Hence proved. Now look at the fifth one. What's the fifth one? Modulus z equal to 1. Show that 2 less than or equal to modulus z square minus 3 less than or equal to 4. Here we are going to show 2 less than or equal to modulus z square minus 3 less than or equal to 4. So for that, first we are going to write the given. What's our given? Modulus z equal to 1. Modulus z equal to 1. Here we are going to show 2 less than or equal to modulus z square minus 3 less than or equal to 4. Here also I am going to use the same property, but there will be small change. Here I am going to have minus, because here we are having minus now. So here I am going to take this term as z1, this 3 as z2. Okay. Now we are going to find z2 modulus equal to root. Here we are having z2 modulus equal to, before that we can write z2 equal to 3. Here we are having z2 as 3. So z2 modulus equal to root. Here we don't have any imaginary part, but here we are having real part 3. So square root of 3 is 9, that is 3. Now we are going to use the property in order to show the result. Here I am going to use the property whole determinant, whole modulus z1 minus modulus z2 less than or equal to modulus z1 minus z2 less than or equal to modulus z1 plus modulus z2. Now modulus z1, here our z1 is z square. So instead of z1 I am going to put z square. So modulus z square minus modulus z2. What's our modulus z2? 3 less than or equal to modulus z1. What's our z1? Z square minus, here we are having minus z2. What's our z2? 3 less than or equal to modulus z1. Modulus z1. What's our z1? Here our z1 is z square plus modulus z2. What's our modulus z2? 3. The next step would be modulus. Here I am going to use identity. Modulus z power n equal to modulus z whole power n. So by using this property I am going to write modulus z square as modulus z whole square minus 3 less than or equal to modulus z square minus 3 less than or equal to, here also I am going to use this property. By using that it will become modulus z square plus 3 Now, modulus, here we are having modulus z whole square. What's our modulus z? 1. So 1 square is 1 minus 3 less than or equal to z square minus 3 less than or equal to, here also we are having modulus z square. What's our modulus z is 1. So 1 square plus 3. Now modulus minus 2 less than or equal to modulus z square minus 3 less than or equal to 1 square is 1, 1 plus 3, 4. The next step would be modulus minus 2 is 2. Modulus of minus value will be positive. So modulus of minus 2 will be plus 2. 2 less than or equal to modulus z square minus 3 less than or equal to 4. Hence we have proved the required results. Then similarly we are going to do the same sixth one. We are going to do the sixth one. First we can write the given modulus z equal to 2. Here our modulus z equal to 2. Then we are going to show a less than or equal to modulus z plus 6 plus 8i less than or equal to 12. 8 less than or equal to modulus z plus 6 plus 8i less than or equal to 12. Here I'm going to take this z as z1. I'm going to take the remaining part as z2. See, z2 equal to 6 plus 8i. Now I'm going to find modulus for this. Modulus z2 equal to root 6 square, real part square, 6 square, 36 plus 8 square, 64. This is root 100, that is 10. So modulus z2 equal to 10. Now we are going to use the same property. Whole modulus z1 minus modulus z2 less than or equal to modulus z1 plus z2 less than or equal to modulus z1 plus modulus z2. By using this property we can prove the required result. Now we are going to substitute the values. Modulus z1 instead of z1 I am going to put z minus modulus z2 less than or equal to z1. Instead of z1 I am going to put z plus z2. What's our z2? 6 plus 8i. 6 plus 8i less than or equal to modulus z1. Instead of modulus z1 I am going to put modulus z plus I am going to write modulus z2 as it is. Now modulus z. What's our modulus z? 2 minus modulus z2. What's our modulus z2? 10 less than or equal to modulus z plus 6 plus 8i less than or equal to modulus z. What's our modulus z? 2 plus modulus z2. What's our modulus z2? 10. Now the next step would be modulus minus 8 less than or equal to modulus z plus 6 plus 8i less than or equal to 12. Minus modulus 8 will be plus 8. less than or equal to modulus 6z plus 6 plus 8i less than or equal to 12. Hence we have proved the required result. Similarly, you can do the example sum. Similarly, you can do the example 2.13 as your homework. Similarly, you can do the example 2.13 as a homework. Now, as you know how to find the square root for a given number. As we all know, for example, suppose square root of 9. We know what is square root of 9? 3. Suppose square root of 16, 4. Square root of 25, 5. For the numbers we can find square root value. Here we are going to learn how to find square root for the complex number. Here we are going to use one formula, that's it. By using that formula, we can easily find the square root for the given complex number. Suppose if I have a complex number a plus ib. Suppose if I have a complex number z equal to a plus ib, then square root of this will be equal to plus or minus modulus plus or minus root modulus z plus a divided by 2 plus I b by b modulus root modulus z minus a divided by 2. That's it. Here we are going to use this formula for finding the square root of the complex number. Now we will do the sum problem. Look at your book, page number 72, exercise 2.5, problem number 10. Find the square root of. Here we are having 3 problems. Now I am going to do first one. Second and third you can do it as a homework. Now I am going to do the first one. Second and third you can do it as a homework. What's your given complex number? 4 plus 3i. Now I am going to take the given number as z equal to 4 plus 3i. Here our a is 4, b is 3. Now I am going to find square root for this. Square root of 4 plus 3i equal to plus or minus open bracket root modulus z plus a divided by 2 plus I b by modulus b root modulus z minus a divided by 2. Before using this, we can find modulus z. Modulus z equal to root 16 plus 9, that is root 25, that is 5. Here our modulus z value is 5. Now, here our a is 4, b is 3. Now we are going to substitute the values. Root, plus or minus, open bracket, root, modulus z. What's our modulus z? 5 plus a. What's our a? 4 divided by 2. Plus I b. What's our b? 3 by modulus b. Modulus 3. Root modulus z. What's our modulus z? 5 minus a. What's our a? 4 by 2. Now the next is plus or minus root 9 by 2 plus 3 by modulus 3 is 3 I root, here we having 1 by 2. So the next step would be plus or minus root 9 is 3 by root 2 plus I, 3 will get cancelled, root 1 is 1, so 1 by 2 root 2. So the final answer will be plus or minus 3 plus I divided by root. That's it. This is the required square root value. Similarly, you can do the second and third as the homework. Okay. Next. Now we will do the remaining sum from the exercise 2.4. Look at your book, exercise 2.4, problem number 6. Find the least value of the positive integer n for which root 3 plus I whole power n real and second one purely imaginary. Here we are going to find for which least value of n, the given term is purely imaginary as well as real. Here we are going to find for which least value of n, the given term is real and purely imaginary. Exercise 2.4, that is one remaining problem, problem number 6. First we can write the given root 3 plus I whole power n. Root 3 plus I whole power n. Here we are going to find for which, here that is n naught. For which value of n this term is purely imaginary as well as real. Further I am going to put n as 1. Now I am going to put n as 1. So it will become root 3 plus I. It is a complex number. Here we are having real part as well as imaginary part. We need purely imaginary as well as real part. But here we are having real part as well as imaginary part. So we won't consider the n 1. Now we are going to put n as 2. Now root 3 plus I whole power 2. Here this is in the form of a plus b whole square. Now I am going to expand this by the identity a square root 3 square plus b square plus 2 A into B. This is 3 minus y square is minus 1 plus 2 root 3 I. See, the next step would be 3 minus 1, 2 plus 2 root 3 I. From this we can take 2 as common, 1 plus root 3 I. This is also a complex number. Here we are having real part as well as imaginary part. Okay, now I'm going to put n as 3. So the next step would be root 3 plus I whole power 3. So this term can be written as root 3 plus I power 2 into root 3 plus I. See, we know what is the value of root 3 plus I whole square. What's our root 3 plus I whole square? 2 into 1 plus root 3I into root 3 plus I. 2 into, now I'm going to multiply these two complex number. 1 into root 3 plus 1 into I plus, if you multiply these two you will get root 3 into root 3, 3I plus root 3I square. The next step would be 2 into root 3 plus I plus 3I. Here we are having I plus 3I. So that is 4I plus root 3 into minus 1 minus root 3. It will get cancelled. Plus root 3 minus root 3 will get cancelled. So remaining 2 into 4, 8I. Here we got only the imaginary part. So when n equal to 3, the given term is purely imaginary. Now, just I'm going to square the last step. Now I'm going to square the value of the last step. Here we are having root 3 plus I whole power 3 as 8I. If I square this, it will become a real term. So I'm going to squaring on both sides. So root 3 plus I whole power 3 whole power 2 equal to 8I whole square. So it will become root 3 plus I 3 into 2 6 equal to, here we will have 64. I square is minus 1 minus 64. Now look at this. Here our power value is 6, that is n is 6. When n is 6, our given term is purely real. That is for n 6, the value of the given term is minus 64, which is real part. So here we can conclude that when n equal to 3, root 3 plus I whole power n is purely imaginary. When n equal to 6, root 3 plus I whole power n is real. That's it. We got the required result. Please submit your notebooks for the correction, students. Thank you.